Have you ever felt the hair on the back of your neck stand up, sensing someone's presence even when you're alone? Now, picture that sensation amplified in the cold, deserted hallways of age-old hospitals. Places where every echo holds a memory, every curtain hides a secret, and every wind-whispered tale speaks of souls that never truly left. Today, we're embarking on a journey to unveil the top 10 most haunted hospitals that continue to intrigue, chill, and mystify. Number 1. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, USA. Nestled atop a hill in Louisville, Kentucky, Waverly Hills Sanatorium stands as an imposing relic of the past. The massive Gothic-style structure, with its red brick facade, was originally built as a school but found its infamous identity as a sanatorium in the early 20th century. The facility was established in response to the tuberculosis outbreak, a disease that was rife in the region and had taken countless lives. As the years rolled on, Waverly Hills expanded, accommodating more than 400 patients at its peak. What really cements the sanatorium's place in haunted history is the so-called death tunnel or body chute. It's a long, descending tunnel that was originally designed to transport supplies up to the hospital. But as the death toll from the disease mounted, it began serving a darker purpose. To shield patients from the sight of the frequent departures of the deceased, bodies were discreetly moved down the tunnel and taken away, preventing any additional panic or despair among the already suffering patients. Many visitors and paranormal investigators have reported numerous unexplained phenomena within Waverly Hills walls. Muffled voices, footsteps in deserted corridors, chillingly cold spots, and fleeting shadows are just a few of the inexplicable experiences recounted. Some claim to have heard children giggling, balls bouncing in empty rooms, and even the voice of an unknown woman singing lullabies. Number 2. Poveglia Island Hospital, Italy. Long before the hospital was established, Poveglia served as a quarantine zone during the bubonic plague's outbreaks. The sick were sent there, away from the mainland, in a desperate attempt to halt the disease's spread. This earned the island its grim nickname, the Island of Death. Fast forward to the 20th century, a hospital was erected intended as a care facility for the mentally ill. Dr. Luigi Pozaraca was one of the key figures at Poveglia during its years as a psychiatric hospital. Renowned in his field, he brought with him the promise of modern treatments and a better hospital. But as the years went by, whispers began circulating about his increasingly unconventional methods. The hospital's most infamous legend revolves around a bell tower. Some say Dr. Pozaraca used the tower for his more experimental procedures, believing that isolation at its height could clear the mind. Tragically, it's rumored that the weight of his deeds drove him to madness, leading him to take a fatal leap from that very same tower. Since the hospital's closure, Poveglia has been off limits to the public, a silent guardian of its own dark history. But its allure is undeniable. The brave souls who ventured there speak of an overwhelming sense of sorrow, of feeling watched, and an eerie silence that's almost tangible. Number 3. Shengji Hospital, Singapore. Shengji Hospital in Singapore carries a weighty history in its abandoned corridors. Established during the 1930s, it witnessed the turmoil of World War II, serving both as a hospital and, during the Japanese occupation, a prison camp. The shadows of the past are said to linger. Stories abound of sightings of Japanese soldiers and the anguished cries of prisoners echoing in the empty halls. Among the many souls said to haunt the place, one frequently mentioned a young girl. Her laughter, sometimes curious and at other times melancholic, can be heard at odd hours, giving many a spine-tingling moment. Some believe the underground chambers house far more prisoners than official records suggest. Tales of hidden cells and undisclosed torture chambers have become part of the hospital's modern lore. Number 4. Rolling Hills Asylum, USA. Rolling Hills Asylum, located in East Bethany, New York, is steeped in tales that can make even the bravest of souls' hearts race. Originally established in the 19th century, it served as a refuge for the destitute, the elderly, and the mentally ill. Among its myriad of stories, the tale of Roy stands out. Roy, a former resident, had gigantism, which led him to reaching a towering height. Ridiculed and often misunderstood, he found solace in the confines of rolling hills. Many visitors claim to have encountered his towering shadow, suggesting that he continues to seek companionship in death as he did in life. But beneath these heartbreaking tales lies a darker underbelly. Whispers persist about patients who mysteriously went missing. Conspiracies suggest that certain areas of the asylum, now off limits, once witnessed treatments and experiments that were never documented. Number 5. Bangor Village Hospital, Scotland. Nestled amidst the scenic beauty of West Lothian, Scotland, lies the now deserted Bangor Village Hospital. With its beginnings in the early 20th century, this vast complex once buzzed with activity, playing a pivotal role during both world wars as a military hospital. A place of such history is bound to have tales, and Bangor doesn't disappoint. Among the most renowned stories is that of Nurse Mary. It's said that during her tenure at the hospital, Nurse Mary was deeply dedicated to her patients. Tragically, she met an untimely end under mysterious circumstances. Ever since, many claim to have seen her figure, gracefully moving from ward to ward, continuing her never-ending rounds. But Bangor's past isn't just tales of benevolent spirits. Murmurs abound of hidden underground tunnels connecting various parts of the hospital, their true purpose unclear. While some say they were simply logistical paths for staff, darker conspiracies hint at covert medical trials conducted away from prying eyes. Number 6. Osokawa Mansion, Japan. Osokawa Mansion, lying in the heart of Japan, is more than just an architectural marvel. Beyond its intricate wooden carvings and traditional layout, it's a house cloaked in whispers of yesteryears. The mansion, once home to the influential Osokawa family, has seen its share of tragedies, making it a magnet for tales of the supernatural. One of the most persistent stories revolves around Lady Osokawa. Legend has it that Lady Osokawa, a woman of grace and beauty, once roamed these very halls. Beset by a tragic love story, her spirit is said to linger, forever waiting for a love that will never return. Soft, sorrowful melodies can often be heard on still nights, believed to be Lady Osokawa playing the koto, an ancient Japanese stringed instrument. There are murmurs that the mansion houses secret chambers, locations known only to a select few. These chambers, as the rumors continue, were venues for the clandestine meetings and maybe even forbidden love affairs. Some claim that hidden treasures of the Osokawa family are concealed within, safeguarded by spirits from those seeking to find them. Number 7. Severall's Hospital, England. Severall's wasn't just any hospital. In the quaint town of Colchester in Essex, it served as a psychiatric facility. For many, it was a place of refuge. For others, it became a haunting memory. The hospital was home to a wide spectrum of patients, from those dealing with minor mental health issues to those deeply afflicted. During its peak, the hospital was known for its controversial treatments. Methods such as electroconvulsive therapy and frontal lobotomies were routinely performed, often with dire consequences. Conspiracies abound, with many believing that these treatments were frequently used not as a last resort, but as a means of control, especially on those patients who were deemed troublesome. One name frequently associated with Severall's is Dr. William Spencer. He was known for his unyielding belief in the efficiency of these treatments, advocating their use. Though he staunchly defended his methods, many believed his practices to be extreme. While some patients did recover, others were left in far worse states, their personalities altered or their conditions deteriorated. The hospital eventually closed its doors in the 1990s, but its history remains very much alive. Number 8. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, USA. Deep in the heart of West Virginia, the stone walls of the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum rises with its imposing presence. Spread across sprawling grounds, this structure, one of the largest hand-cut stone masonry buildings in the world, holds within it a tapestry of tales that span over a century. The institution was notorious for its experimental treatments. Dr. Walter Friedman, a staunch advocate of the lobotomy, performed numerous procedures at Allegheny. Believing it to be a cure for a myriad of mental ailments, Friedman's practices were, in truth, brutal and often rendered patients listless or worse. The shadows of those procedures, many believe, linger in the form of restless spirits forever trapped within the asylum's walls. By the late 20th century, the need for facilities such as Allegheny had waned, leading to its closure, but the echoes of its past refused to fade. Today, it stands as a testament to the progression of mental health care, a monument to both the good intentions and the missteps of yesteryears. Number 9. Beechworth Lunatic Asylum, Australia. Situated in Victoria's picturesque Beechworth town, the Beechworth Lunatic Asylum, previously known as Mayday Hills Lunatic Asylum, stands as a silent witness to over 130 years of history. Opened in the late 1860s, it was one of the largest asylums in the state, home to thousands of patients during its operation. One of the most talked about spirits is that of Matron Sharp. Dedicated to her role, tales say she still roams the halls, ensuring everything is in order. But it's not just Matron Sharp that's believed to linger. Whispered stories speak of patients who never left, their spirits wandering, leaving an air of mystery. But here's where things get even more intriguing. While official records indicate a certain number of deaths at the asylum, some believe the real count is much higher. Conspiracies suggest that the management, eager to maintain a spotless reputation, often underreported these numbers. Number 10. Ardell Mental Hospital, Australia. Perched atop a hill in Ararat, Victoria, the imposing Ardell Mental Hospital has overlooked the town for over a century. Opened in the 1860s, it stands as a monumental reminder of Australia's psychiatric care history, its large windows and expansive grounds belaying the mysteries that lie within. One name frequently associated with Ardell is Dr. John Watson. Renowned for his dedication, Dr. Watson was known to be a tireless advocate for improving the conditions within the hospital. His progressive approaches to treatment marked a stark contrast to some of the more controversial methods used in institutions of the era. However, even Dr. Watson's best efforts couldn't completely erase the shadow of malpractice that sometimes darkened Ardell's corridors. After serving the community for over a century, Ardell Mental Hospital closed its doors in the 1990s. But its legacy persists, drawing those curious about its history, architecture, and the spectral tales associated with it. If these tales sent chills down your spine, give this video a like and subscribe for more spine-tingling stories. Remember, the next whisper you hear might just be from the past.